Shandon Baptist Church exists to make, mature, and multiply disciples of Jesus Christ one life at a time in the Midlands and beyond.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shannon Plus podcast. This is the College Takeover. And Steve is not here this week. He's on a mission trip, but he'll join us again next week. And I'm Amy Peterson. And I've got something better, sorry, Steve, than Steve here today. I've got some college students who are with me, and honestly, they can speak to college, Shannon College, better than anyone. So I'm so happy to, what's the word? Not enjoy, invite, welcome. I'm so excited to welcome you guys. Would you mind just sharing who you are and what year you're in and where you came from?
I'm Cece. I'm going to be a junior, and I'm from Greenville, South Carolina.
Hey, my name is Blake. I'm from Lexington, South Carolina, and I'm going into my junior year.
I'm Josh. I'm from Concord, North Carolina, and I'm going into my sophomore year.
There we go. We're so glad y'all are here, and you have lived it. What is getting ready to come in the fall, you have been there. And so I just hope that it will be a place today that you can share just a few things and encouragement for those who are listening. I am curious about this. If you would think back about Shannon College, we're going to get into more of this, but what is one word that you can say to one or two? We don't have to stick just with one, but one or two words to just share what your experience has been at Shannon College.
Pivotal.
Fire-inducing.
Ooh. Pivotal and fire-inducing. Josh, what do you have?
I would just say consistent or consistency.
Consistency. That's really good. And I think that those are really helpful windows into what your experience has been. Okay, so let's just dive right in. I want to know what brought you to Shandon in the first place. I mean, how did you know about it, hear about it, and then come and join? Go ahead, Cece. Tell us what your experience has been.
I came from one of my friends found out from like another friend at a church to come to Shandon, and I actually went to a different church the first week, and then I came to Shandon, and I never left. I just thought it was the best thing ever. So it was my second week of college, and I walked into Shandon, and it was just life-changing just to walk in. And I wasn't consistent going at first, and I didn't fully pour myself into Shandon, but eventually I did, and I'm so grateful for it.
So good. So by invitation, you found your way here. What about you, Blake?
I'd say my story of finding Shannon is just a clear story of God's provision. I gave my life to Christ 3 months roughly before coming to college.
Oh, my.
And first day on campus, moved into my dorm room. Parents left after helping me move in, and took my first lap around campus. And on that lap, I was on the phone with my best friend from home, Tanner, and saying I was just scared that I wasn't going to find good Christian community, and anxieties coming from that. And as I was heading back to my dorm, just this first lap, a guy named Davis Ricks from Shannon College came up to me and gave me a welcome week card, invited me to their event that night. And from that first night, I went to the event, went to church the next morning, and instantly knew I found a home.
That is so awesome. I mean, 3 months having known Jesus and then smack dab thrown into college life. Yep. I'm so glad you got connected to Shannon College right away. That's awesome. What about you, Josh?
So my aunt lives in Columbia, and they used to go to Shandon. So Shandon was throwing a spring tailgate for the spring football game, I think 2 years ago. And I got connected with Pastor Steve. And so I went to the tailgate, and I met one of my good friends now, David Kelly, who then I ended up meeting a few months later, or met back up with them during Welcome Week. That's how I got here.
That's awesome. I'm telling you, God's charting of our paths and our steps for whatever journey it is, He is so intentional and so specific. And so it's really cool to see how all your journeys came from, and then how you've landed here all together at Shannon College. Well, I am interested in this. I am a mother of college student and will be college student in another 4 years. But why have you found pursuing Jesus as so crucial during these years? How has it been for you so crucial?
I grew up and my family didn't really consistently go to church. I didn't even really know what church was. It was kind of just a place that I went, and it was to be seen. And I feel like that was kind of just my years growing up was just trying to be seen at church. And then I started pursuing God in high school, and it was definitely very much of my own. And there was I felt judgment from my family because I wasn't living for the world. And so they were just why aren't you doing this? And now in college, being able to do that instead of living for the world is just, it changes the way your perspective on life. And I feel like if you can live your life for Jesus in college, then any other time you can, because right now there's so much temptation and there's so much pressure to do other things. And instead, like living your life for Jesus, finding community in college is just, it changes your life and it changes your mindset on life.
That's really good. Josh, what about you? How has pursuing Jesus, or why do you think it's so crucial? If someone would come up to you and say, why do I even need to go to church or pursue Jesus? What would you say?
I would just say, like, it's very crucial because, I mean, you're just going to come to your points, or like come to points in life where you're going to have no one else to go to but the Lord. And just finding spots in your life to fully surrender to Him is just very beneficial that you're not going to get from anything else but the Lord.
Good. That's so good. What about you, Blake?
Yeah, just the pursuit of Christ through college being crucial to me. I mean, having a God who sustains me. Living 18 years of my life in the world and battling with depressions and anxiety and all these challenges, and I just had no answer and no hope. Now coming to college and what could be easily the hardest season, or I could easily be completely alone through, I've been able to find a God where it's true that I'm never alone. I have a God who loves me and sees me and cares for me and calls me by name at all times. So it's the only way I can imagine making it through.
I mean, there's no other answer, and I've pursued a lot of different answers, and being able to know that the pursuit of Jesus and relationship with Him is the thing that holds, is key, and is the answer that hits everybody's need, regardless of what season you're in. Well, as you've lived this college life for a couple of years, what gets in the way of college students seeing the importance of church and the Lord in their lives? What gets in the way of that?
I'd say busyness, both through school activities and even ministry activities at times where it can just be a struggle to really set aside intentional time just with the Lord and having that relationship with Him and being refueled and recharged by Him and by time with Him. We know it's of utmost importance and it should be that first priority, but in that busyness of life, it can be easy to turn to other things instead. So that can definitely be a challenge.
That's really good. And it's true. I mean, college life, you dictate your own schedule. You don't have any other responsibilities except for you. And there is a lot going on at all hours of the day. And so being able to prioritize that, where have you found a place where you can just reserve for time with the Lord? Have you found a rhythm, or do you just do time with Him whenever you're able to within that day's rhythm?
Yeah, so something that's been super crucial, especially through the college season, it gets kind of thrown off in summer, just a change of schedule. But through the year, first thing I do in the morning is open my Bible. Like, turn off the alarm, don't open the phone, anything else, just getting in the Word. And the last thing I do every night being the same. So starting each day in just the Word of God and being fueled by that has been absolutely crucial towards that. And then I'm big, my mental space in the afternoon is where I feel strongest. So that's when I'm doing my deeper dive, whenever I can fit in that time in the afternoon. But just starting and beginning each day in the Word.
That is really good. And I just have to tell you, spoiler alert, regardless of what season you grow into, it's always an issue of prioritization. Mm-hmm. I mean, even as a mom with two who have launched, one who's still at home, my husband's working, I work from home, I still have difficulty. And you would think in my lounge clothes and my slippers and my coffee in the morning, that would be the first thing I do. But there's so many things. Mm-hmm. So being able to set a priority now will just build that decision-making in the future. So I love that you have that rhythm. Cece, what about you?
I like to start my morning in prayer. And I have started journaling my prayers just because I feel like it really helps me to intentionally have that time and like my thoughts are together. And then I go straight into scripture. And I think that really having that rhythm of prayer and scripture right in the morning is the best way to start my day. And I know that when I don't do it, I'm not going to feel the same and I'm not going to have that intentionality. And then also something that I've started doing is prayer in the car. I've like really tried to turn off my music in the car when I'm alone and just having that prayer so that I know that every single time that I get in the car, I can have a consistent time with the Lord, just praying out to Him and asking Him for anything that I need or anything that is struggling or worrying, as I can just have that time with Him. It's just been really intentional and good.
I love that. Do you talk out loud?
I do.
Yay.
And I was really nervous about it at first, but then one of my best friends was like, just say it out loud. Because I would start like spiraling in my brain of like things that I needed to do. But when I'm just talking out loud and I'm just saying like, God, this is what's going on. And like, this is what I'm struggling with. It's so much more intentional. And I'm waiting for the day that someone drives by and thinks like, who am I talking to? But whatever.
You know, that's a great strategy. That is such a great strategy, and one that you can continue doing whether or not someone's in the car or not. I mean, it's a great thing. My mom, who's 81, will just burst out in prayer wherever she is. And I guess at the age of 81, you can do whatever you want to, and no one thinks you're really, really crazy. But I think that's a great habit to get into. Josh, what do you think it gets in the way of college students pursuing Christ?
I would definitely say just from this year, I saw like a lot of school activities, especially with being a freshman. It's like, your first year of college, you're trying to set the standard for your academics, your GPA. So I was just like throughout the year seeing a lot of students just put stuff off for school. I mean, I was first week or two, I also did that. But yeah, that's definitely one of the things that does get in the way.
Yeah, it's so hard, and especially your freshman year where you just feel like everything is new and there's like a tsunami of busyness that you have to decide what to be a part of. Well, as you have gotten anchored into Shandon College, how has Shandon impacted you, and how have you grown in your relationship with Jesus since being here? Go ahead, Cece, tell us.
I would say just having community. I never had that in high school. I didn't have people that were pouring into me and that cared about me, and also just talked about their relationship with Christ openly. I just didn't have that. And so having community at Shandon has really impacted every single aspect of my life. I'm an education major, so I want to be a teacher. And so I've also been able to work in the kids ministry and see how that impacts my life and how that impacts my faith, and walking and teaching kids about Jesus is like something that I've always wanted to do. And I actively get to do that every single week. And that's just so amazing. So it's not only impacted my growth and my relationship with God, like personally, but also professionally, and being able to do that in a different way and kind of have that different aspect has just been crazy and so amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the church provides and offers. And the word community is one that's thrown around a lot in Christian circles. And I think that it's really important. And some of the things that you said that were so helpful in what you wanted was connection with other people, true connection with other people that is others focused and centered in Jesus, people that you can live life with. And that's what you found here at Shandon. That's so great. What about you?
Yeah, I could harp on community as well, but to give a change of pace, I'm going to answer more specific to me. I'd say just being pushed into leadership roles. I was talking to our pastor the other day about this. People who have only known me in college may not know this, but I grew up my life being a very shy, quiet kid. And now having been pushed into leadership roles, not even really asking for them or actively seeking them, but having people to push alongside me and bring me in them has just completely changed who I am in a way that I truly believe is Jesus using that to make me who he's made me to be. And so that's just been absolutely incredible, where I can be bold. I can lead others and allow Christ to work through that in a way I never would have thought would be possible.
Oh, I love that, because after you've lived decades of life and you can look back, you can see each season of your life and the way that God has layered opportunity and teaching and leadership to prepare you for all the things that he has for you. And so it's really exciting that you're able to identify that and name that now. That's really good. What about you, Josh?
I would just say I really learned what it looks like to actually serve. Like, instead of just making it like something I just do every so often, it was more of like finding a joy in it. I did this Bible study with a few guys in my small group this past year on 1st, 2nd Samuel, and just learning about how David still served Saul, even though that Saul was still the king, and like David knew he was going to be the king eventually. Like, it just put a whole new perspective of how to actually serve within the church, find joy, just putting your yes on the table and just answering the call to any opportunity you can.
That's really good. I think that that's really important, to learn how to serve and not just do it because that's what you do or to be busy, but to have the true heart. What is the true heart of service for you?
I would just say just having just like your attention behind it, just like really finding the joy in what you're doing. Like knowing that you're putting someone else before yourself, and just at the end of the day, glorifying the Lord with it.
That's good. That's really good. Putting someone else above yourself. That's huge. And that is what can transfer the love of Christ to someone quicker than anything. Well, as we wrap up, I do want to hear from you as there are a number of students, thousands literally, who are going to descend on USC here in Columbia for the first time as freshmen. As you look back as that being you, what is something that you wish that you would have known, that you know now, that you can share with them in encouragement? Cece, do you have anything?
I wish I just knew that there was a community of people that are waiting, waiting with open arms, ready to introduce you to so many people and introduce you to this wonderful church and this wonderful place. And I wish that I knew that they wanted me here. And I think that was what I really struggled with most of my freshman year, was thinking that I wasn't wanted in a church. And so knowing that I am wanted and I am, like, the Lord wants me here, but also people want me here, had just changed my perspective and changed my entire college experience.
That is so good. You're welcome here. Yes. What about you?
Yeah, to kind of build on that and get more specific with it, both in a church context, but even secular, like, you have to take a step. If you lock yourself in your dorm room, you're not going to make friends, no matter how many loving people are surrounding you. So you may not be the boldest, you may not be the most outspoken person, but putting yourself in positions where you can meet new people, find new friends. It's challenging, it's tough, but it's necessary to start the college life.
That's good. You got to initiate.
Yeah.
That's really good. What about you?
Yeah, adding on to that, I would just say definitely like getting involved like early on. I think like waiting around isn't like going to help that much. So I think just going and trying to find that community.
That's so good. How does somebody get involved? I mean, you all are involved in leadership here at Shannon College. So if someone says, how do I get involved like that? How do I become a leader? How do I do these kinds of experiences that you all have had? What would you say to them?
My experience certainly looks different than some, but for me, it started with just showing up to things, showing up to every girl group, showing up to every Thrive, and then showing up early to help set up for events, even if it wasn't asked of me, or putting myself in positions where then moving forward, like I said earlier, like I wasn't asked to step into these leadership positions, but I stepped into service positions to start, and then being asked into those next step positions is what naturally kind of followed. So just
take that step and just show up. I think that's a word for all of us as we're living life for the Lord. Well, if you're heading to Columbia this fall, what you've just heard is real, from real college students, real people, real faith, real community. And there is a place for you. You can find us on Shandon College on Instagram and on our website. And we can't wait to see you this fall. Steve will be back with me next episode, and can't wait to see you then. Thanks so much for listening to the Shandon Plus podcast, College Takeover.